So welcome to my third month on the GuildRock server, and this one's titled Behold the Monolith, because today's all been about skyscrapers. Except when it's about Skulk. So one of the things I've built down here is a little Skulk farm, so I can get myself some Skulk sensors and some Skulk shriekers. It's a very simple little setup that's attached to a mob spawner, which is just down underneath that dirt block there. So zombies spawn down there, and then they shoot up the bubble column, go around there, and then fall down onto that dripstone there, causing a Skulk catalyst I've got hidden just here to turn all that into Skulk, and anything on top obviously then becomes a Skulk Shrieker or a sensor, which I can just harvest with a Silk Touch hoe. Yeah, one thing to be aware of is you absolutely have to have no natural blocks near that Skulk catalyst, because otherwise they will become Skulk as well. So yeah, you can see lots and lots of creative blocks more than anything else there. So here you can see the village that was initially near my bee farm. I've actually ripped all the villages and the beds out and actually put them all into the centre of this, this basically what started off as a grey stone brick more than anything else, 25 by 25, going up as high as it needed, where I could put all my farms in and then work out what structure I wanted to happen around that one. So the windows are in where they needed to be, but straight away we've got a lava farm working on here. We've got a furnace and blast furnace set up around here that's being fed by the lava farm. We've got a villager breeder here, complete with clerics for redstone, librarian for glass and lanterns, and on top of that as well, I also have myself a stonemason so I can get bricks as well, which has been integral to the build. We've got a dripstone farm here and some basic farms which are run on kind of bone meal, so I can get myself anything from propagules to rooted dirt and glowberries, and also sweet berries from here, and a few cocoa. I don't need a lot. I've got myself some pumpkins and obviously netherwort and chorus fruit, where I can shoot off the flowers from high above and then actually harvest the netherwort with a fortune. It gives me far more than just flushing it out normally. And over here we have a smoker array that's going into composters, so basically I can get potatoes, cook the potatoes, and then compost them into bone meal later on. So above there is actually a potato farm to enable me to do that. And the last thing on the bottom layer is my mud, clay and sort of concrete farm, where basically I've got a load of pushers here, but if I start throwing dirt on those squares there, they're getting water bottled and shifted along into a piston chain, where when we reach the piston limit I can then wander along. Now if I wanted concrete, I'd actually just go and put a water bucket in that spot there and then just convert the concrete as well, so that would be great. That's used for that purpose. But if I push that button, then basically that moves the mud out over to this set of squares where I've got 4 layers of dripstone on top of there as well. So that can then turn that into clay for me as well. So here we are just making some more mud, and obviously I can push 4 layers. I can basically make 4 layers of clay. I can make a load of mud, or I can convert concrete powder into concrete really easily. Up on the second layer I've got myself a setup where I've got a potato farm here that's a villager basically feeding a hungry villager, but it's being caught by hoppers and then being trapped there and then going into that smoker system I mentioned earlier. I've got a potion set up around here as well, where water bottles are going automatically in, and you can use these hoppers to put the ingredients in order, and it'll make whatever potion you want. I'm storing ingredients down there, and in there I'm also putting the output. I've also got a few chests here and some shulker unloaders to sort myself out. On to layer 2, where we have got a carrot farm, again on the same setup as the potato farm. As you can see, we've got a cactus farm above our dripstone farm there as well, and loads more storage this time. As well as you can see, we've got a wheat farm above us and all the beds for the villagers that are in this particular section as well. Floor 3, we have our wheat farm, but we've also then got our collection system for our wool farm and even more storage. I like my storage. And the final layer on here, like I say, more storage. We've got our sheep for our wool in each different colour. We've got ourselves a snow golem here, so I've got myself a nice easily set up farm for snow there. So all I need to do is just attack away at that basically and get all the snow I could possibly want, as long as the snow golem stays alive. I've got my 4 too tall flowers for dye, and basically this is where I'm stashing absolutely everything that needs to be done here. And on section 2 we've got our brick and sandstone area, which is kind of set up like, I think, the firehouse really from Ghostbusters. I really love the design aesthetic of this, but I've got no idea what to put in here at the moment. This is one of the issues we've got. It needed to be 3 layers just from looking at it, and I've kind of been building this as I go, working out what it needs as I'm doing it. So it's been a lot of fun sort of playing and seeing what works out, what doesn't, tearing it down again after building it up, and a little bit frustrating, but it's a fantastic way to learn what works for you and what doesn't. Now be aware, I'm damn sure I've seen this pattern somewhere else before. I was searching, I think it was Ghostbusters, Firehouse and Skyscrapers. I can't find my source on that one, so I'm sure this is something that's been inspired at least by somebody else, so apologies if that's you. So I think the plan at the moment is to add probably another 2 layers on there. I think the next layer is probably going to be packed mud and mud bricks, and then I'm going to go darker on the top, probably deep slate, but I'm going to work out what it is and go domed at the end. The aim is going to be to have an elytra and nether portal at the very, very top, I think. But yeah, as you can see, I'm having fun, and I need to work out what to do with this village afterwards and bring it in with the rest of the aesthetic around it. One quick thing I would like to mention is, pretty much I mentioned this started off as a grey block more than anything else, and you can see that just actually adding those stairs at the top have taken it from a real sort of slab to giving it just that fraction bit of depth, and that's made a massive difference on there as well. And if we move around to the other side, you can see I've done the same with the brick and the sandstone layer as well. And again, you can see just what a difference just that one little layer is adding to the depth of it all. So it's amazing what you can put by just a little fraction of work on that one. So the other thing you might notice is I'm now covered in shiny, shiny netherite. So I've been busy blowing beds up in the nether as well. But now it's time for me to say thank you ever so much for watching. This has been my 3rd month on the GuildRock server. I'm still having a bucket load of fun playing with everybody and seeing the amazing builds that are on there. And thank you ever so much for watching again. Please consider subscribing, please consider liking, and please watch out for my pranking video that's also come out for the 1st of April.